Live, where news comes first. This is WECT News.
Wilmington becoming a main stop in the 2024 race for the White House. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Frances Weller.
In back-to-back weeks, both the Trump-Vance and the Harris-Walz campaigns have made stops here in the city. A crowd tonight at Greenfield Lake to see Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz. Hundreds in the Greenfield Lake amphitheater seats to hear and see his message.
It's the second week that a candidate for vice president held a rally in Wilmington. Republican candidate Senator J.D. Vance was in the port city last week, but tonight's rally was all about the Democrats and a mission to win the White House. WECT's Delaney Tarpley went to Greenfield Lake to hear the governor's message to supporters. Delaney, what did he have to say?
Well, Fran, his main message to voters was that there's still time to help the Democratic presidential ticket win North Carolina, which is a key swing state in the 2024 race.
Another week in Wilmington, another visit from a vice presidential candidate.
When we vote, when we vote.
Just 1 week after Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance made a campaign stop in Wilmington, Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Walz made his own pitch to voters in southeastern North Carolina.
We are eternal optimists. We believe in this country. We believe in the promise. We believe in our neighbors. We just got to go out there and fight for it.
Before Governor Walz took the stage at Greenfield Lake Amphitheater, he talked with local veterans at Winnie's Tavern.
Thank you on behalf of the American public. Your voices matter right now.
At the amphitheater, the vice president's running mate hit on several of their campaign's points, from reproductive rights to gun control to the economy. The governor also reiterated his belief that another Trump presidency would be dangerous.
I've been saying it, and I think you feel it. You've seen it over the last few weeks. Hell, we've seen it over the last 9 years, but certainly the last few weeks. This is a straight-up descent into madness. Here's the deal. That just means we need to beat him at the ballot box.
Walz ended his remarks encouraging voters to take advantage of early voting and get their friends and family to the polls.
All these rallies, all these door knocks, all these phone calls, all the money that people donate to this, all comes down to translating and turning those efforts into a very simple little sticker that we need to put on more people. I voted.
The rally ended with a performance by North Carolina native James Taylor, showing the Harris-Walz campaign is keeping Carolina in their minds in the stretch run to Election Day.
And with just 12 days to go until Election Day, we can likely expect to see both presidential campaigns continue to make North Carolina a priority. As for the Democratic campaign, both First Lady Jill Biden and former President Barack Obama will be in the state soon. And Senator J.D. Vance is coming back into the state tomorrow to campaign for former President Donald Trump.
We did reach out to the chair of the New Hanover County Republican Party for a statement on Governor Walz's visit. Nevin Carr told us, quote, Tim Walz probably had a difficult time or has a difficult time connecting with people from southeastern North Carolina. Frankly, Carr said, I'd imagine he has a difficult time connecting with people in general. The statement goes on to say putting tampons in the boys' restrooms at school is not normal. Nobody is waving their arms harder for your vote than Tim, end quote. Now, Senator